up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week. Another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we have the panel in the building. So far, we got the legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, thanks. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Bach and 7-8, and hopefully the other ones will join us. And welcome everybody in the chat.
Yes, sir. And we have the legendary Bach, only in American Kennels. How you doing today, brother?
Peace to the beautiful brothers on the panel. I call Rich the White Lotus because you got to be a bad motherfucker to fuck with the White Lotus and Richard Garcia. And we got the #1 host, Brother Kev. Much love to the panel and the chat room. Always love to the chat room.
Yes, sir. And we got my brother. Welcome down, Ram. Big stepping in the building. What's up, Ram?
Yo, what's up, OGs? What's up, homeboy Kev? My knucker.
Yes, sir.
Ram the man.
That's y'all.
Welcome down.
That's you and Bach the man. I'm just, y'all got the best hand. I'm just trying to keep up.
Stepper got a hell of a goddamn hand on him, boy. I throw my shit in.
Fuck shit, I'll cut my hands off if I had your hand.
Shit. Please don't do that.
Let me do a quick roll call. We got Asiatic Soldier, salute. Bulldog Bill in the building. El JOCKO.
Bulldog.
Got, Miami Snoopy 305 in the building.
Miami.
Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennel, salute. Dreadlock. Salute. Lefty American Pitbull Terrier. Martinez Game Dogs. Mike Lee, salute.
Ike.
Okay, brother. My name.
Yes, sir. We got K8K. We have Outlaw Texas Kennels. SBO Kennels in the building. 614 Tree, salute. We have in the building Double M Despo, salute.
All right.
Hugo, the lovely brown sugar Tay in the building.
There she is. Tay.
Frank Rizzo, salute. We have Milltown Kennels, 414 in the building. What's happening, brother?
Yes, sir.
Roster Man. Is that Roster Man in the chat? What's up, Roster Man? Sent you a link, brother. If that's Roster
Is
Man.
Is that that same roster?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Should nobody be over here calling themselves Roster Man? That's disrespectful. That ain't Roster Man. Don't be doing that. Let me see here. Woodall. Hugo.
That my man, brother Woodall.
What up? Yeah, I gotta hit him back. I've been playing fucking phone tag with him. Call him after the show.
Q Parker.
There you go.
Salute.
Boris what up, cuz? That's the homeboy right there. Salute, cuzzo.
Salute.
That's right. You know it.
All right, salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all appreciate y'all joining us. We got a good show for y'all today. We're gonna start cooking, Samurai Kennels, what's up, man? What's up, Woke? Salute to y'all. Oh, he said he Roster Man from Compton. Okay. You gotta put Compton on the end of your name, brother. Just do us that.
Or you gonna be having a whole bunch of people asking you questions about dogs you never heard of.
Yeah, they're gonna be hitting you up like crazy, actually.
Okay.
All right. So, first of all, how was everybody's holidays? Mr. Garcia, how was your holiday?
It's great, thanks. Yeah, we had a good time, busy. Ate a lot of tamales, you know, Mexicans do tamales during Christmas. And, yeah. And menudo during New Year. So I got menudo. I don't know if everybody likes it, but that's what we do.
Man, you know, I love Mexican food, man. But you know what? My problem is every time I go to some place and I say, hey, take me where they got the real authentic Mexican food. They take me somewhere and it don't be every time I eat it, somebody else be like, oh, you shouldn't have went there. You should have went here. How the fuck I'm supposed to know, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily for me, my uncle, his wife, she makes amazing Mexican food. So I usually go over there when I got taste for it, get some real authentic food.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm supposed to have blood work done, but I'm gonna wait till after the holiday because my number is gonna be sky high.
No.
Yeah. And we have my brother Bach, man. I know you don't celebrate the holidays like that, but you know, how was your weekend?
Yeah, I'm glad you alluded to that.
Bach humbug looking ass.
None of those pagan holidays, but I'm having a beautiful day just every day. You know what I mean? Every day is a fucking celebration. Just being here, especially as many loved ones that I see leaving and people leaving every day. It's just a beautiful thing just to be here. You know what I'm saying? And celebrate today. So that's what I do daily. Yes, sir.
Right. Welcome down, Ram Big Steppin', man. You in the same boat, you know. But how was your weekend, man? How was your holidays, whatever?
Shit, it was great. You know, luckily for me, I'm super cool with my old neighbors from across my old street, so I could go over there every Christmas and get some tamales.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I had about 36 of them motherfuckers. Only shared about 6 of them. I might got like 6 left. You feel me? That's how good it was.
Yeah.
You had the chicken one? Yours with chicken?
No, mine is beef. The beef tamales is my shit. Red beef tamales with no olives, please.
Yeah. Let me ask Schoolboy something. Oh, go ahead, Schoolboy.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say we had pork and chicken. Yeah, okay. But go ahead.
I was gonna ask, are chimichangas real authentic Mexican food, or is that just American version of something?
It's a Southwest version. It's an American version. It was developed in, I believe, in Arizona. I'm not sure. Arizona or Texas. Yeah, in Arizona.
I fuck with chimichangas heavy. That's my shit right there.
Yeah.
You give me some chicken chimichangas, some cheese in that motherfucker, it's all over.
Yeah. You gotta get a chimichanga enchilada style.
Yeah.
And anything in Arizona and California, even though that's truly Mexico, by the way, you know, it's to be authentic. It's all the food in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, you know the Caesar salad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was made in Tijuana, Mexico. It's called the Caesar salad because the chef who made it was named Caesar.
Yeah, like Caesar Calderon or something like that.
There you go, like Caesar Chavez or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. It don't have an A in it. Yeah.
But listen, I was a Taco Bell dude. I mean, I love Taco Bell to death, right? I go to Mexico looking for ain't a Taco Bell nowhere in sight, and they ain't had shit that was on the Taco Bell's menu in there. I'm like, I'm in Mexico and Cape. They don't eat that.
Yeah, they don't eat that shit.
Yeah, that's not real Mexican food.
No, that's how I felt when I was in Italy. They don't what we call Italian food in America. Man, that shit ain't no Italian food.
Yeah.
Now, in Italy, fucking spaghetti. They don't even mix their meat and noodles together. That's ridiculous. They laugh at you if you ask them to do that shit.
Yeah, that's true. Together. But I will say this, you know, that's my heritage. I love Mexican food. Any different kind. I've been all over Mexico, eat it. But I still love Taco Bell, man. I don't know what it is. That hot sauce, I guess. I eat that shit up. Man. I eat that shit up. I don't give a fuck. But I grew up on TV dinners too, man.
Taco Bell enchilito. That shit is light.
Remember that? Yeah, remember that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I tell people, I went to visit somewhere. I forgot where it was. Down up in the Bay Area. So at night we ate at a 4-star restaurant, the Mandarin Oriental, right? High class food and all that. The next day, I was sitting in the dirt with some paisas eating asada and rice and beans, man. I eat it all, man. I don't care. I eat whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the best thing from Taco Bell is the chalupas to me. I fuck with them heavy.
I love the chalupas, bro. I love the chalupas.
Yeah.
And let me take that back, man. I didn't want to disrespect the beautiful Mexican food over there. No, they got some real good food in Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
I would just, good food there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta get used to corn tortillas and shit. See, I'm American, so I'm used to flour tortillas and shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Me
Man,
too.
you never had a fried corn tortilla, fool? A hard shell fried? That shit is, man, it'll change your life.
Man, yeah, that's right. When I come out there to Arizona, shit, you take me to some good spots. I just ain't, out here, we got some good spots on the south side. I don't trust people's opinion, man. They always telling me come here, and then I get there and ain't no salt on the food, or they trick me like they did in San Diego. I go to San Diego, and I said, hey, where's the best Mexican spot? He said, oh, right around the street, right there. Go over there. I get these tacos. I really don't know how to order it, so I just order them. All that shit pork. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I wouldn't eat no pork. And I'm like, man, what the fuck did I just do, man? It's all right.
You said
stay away from linguine tacos. You know, you don't like that's tongue.
Yeah,
you know?
that shit's good. Yeah, if you go to Arizona to visit,
if you never had it, you know you'll trip out. But the linguine tacos be the bomb.
They taste good, man. Soft. If you go to visit Ram, it's worth the drive to go down to Tucson to El Charro restaurant.
Oh hell yeah, they still open?
They're still open, man. Family run. Yeah. They have a dried beef. They're the only restaurant that can still dry their beef outside in the sun, you know, on the roof of the building. They grandfathered it in, so no one else can do it, but they can do it. I think that's where that chimichanga was developed, I think. But El Charro, that shit is good, man. I mean, it's like you never had kind of food like that before. But I tell people, I ain't never had a bad meal in Arizona, and I ain't shitting, man. I don't care if it was a Chinese buffet, steakhouse, Mexican, Italian, whatever. It's all good, man. Could be the people I'm with, they know where to go, but
hey, that's why I be walking around this bitch fat every winter, working hard come New Year.
And we got the legendary Rastaman Boone in the building. What's up, Boone?
There he is.
Yes, them will call him 78 Sports to the motherfucking maximum. And the all crew schoolboy action. Ram high stepping. Only in America, them calling Bacchus Reed. Oh, yes, my God. Yeah, my brother.
Yes, sir.
That's how you make a goddamn entrance right there.
Hey, bless up to everybody out there in Dogland and Dog World. Many more happy holidays. And we know there's some of our brothers going through some things that they, you know, wish they hadn't been going through. Yes, and we hope for the best for all our brothers that's going through good or bad situation, whatever they are, because we stand behind you.
Absolutely.
We only have love, brother.
And, we know. Sure I'm sorry, Brother Boone, go ahead.
Well, you know, during the holidays, we be wanting to feel a peace and a calm and a sense of enjoyment, you know, because you're being amongst your family and your friends. But then when you have to carry the weight of some things happening that, you know, you obstacles you have to go through that, you know, you be like, damn, but, you know, you still got to, you know, still stand up strong for your kids, your family, your loved ones, and all the people that feed off the energy that you carry. You know, you just got to stay strong, man. So we love y'all brothers, whether you're going through something or not, whatever your case may be, we don't care. We got much love for y'all brothers. That's speaking from the panel, you know, me included. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead and carry the thing.
Absolutely, Brother Boone. Salute. And make sure y'all check out Only in America Kennel Transportation Service for your pets of all breeds. You know what I'm saying? If you got some bullies, you got some cats, you got whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You got some gerbils, goddammit. You better call this one here. And call this one right here. It's right here.
We also transport hookers. Go ahead, keep talking.
No, don't you do that. Don't fuck up the business. Don't do that.
Like dog hookers.
Nah, we ain't. Hey, look here. We ain't
for dogs.
No hookers. You gonna have to catch a ride when we at the club. You gonna have to catch us at the club somewhere. Now we'll give you a ride now. Don't think we won't.
Yeah.
But
no, that's hookers for dogs. That's hookers for dogs to keep your pet company. That's all. Nothing illegal going on here. Yeah, that's all.
Right.
Hookers for dogs.
If you want the dog, you just call only in America. Yeah. We'll transport that shit.
All right. Let's get it cracking, man. First question. Someone says from last week, historically speaking, what was the smallest weight you have ever seen compete, and was there any small dogs that stood out? Maybe something under 30 pounds. I think we asked a similar question somebody asked before, but we'll start with you, Brother Bach. Have you ever seen any dogs under 30 pounds go, or what was the smallest dog you seen go?
I've seen some 28s, seen some 29s. To be honest with you, the baddest ones are the ones that's that small that I've ever seen. 28s, 29s, 30s. I mean, the best joints I've ever seen. They move 100 miles an hour, bite like alligators, very intense. I mean, that's the best ones I see. If they get bigger, they get garbager to me. So, yes, I've seen it, but I can't remember. I mean, one of them was named Pocket Rocket. I can't remember the names so much, but I've seen a few. And yes, I love them.
Yes, sir. Let me read this super chat really quick. Sir Scrooge in the super chat coming through with the 20-piece chicken nugget. Appreciate the love, family. He says, y'all get the likes up. Salute to the panel. Yes, sir.
Sir Cruz. Sir Cruz. We like that. Sir Cruz.
No, Scrooge. Scrooge, like Bah Humbug. Scrooge.
Yes, sir. Salute to my brother. Main event Mark. One of the most down brothers. One of the most loyal brothers I ever met on this internet. Main event Mark. Salute to you, homie. I appreciate you, bro. He says,
Main event Mark. To the maximum. We got to put the maximum on his name.
Yeah, to the motherfucking maximum. You know what I'm saying? He says, 207 is a main number. You out here with me, Bach? No, Bach. That's Bach's. Bach that's his business, man. He asking too many questions now, man. Ask too many questions, brother. You don't get no locations now. You got the number. That's all you need to worry about.
Oh yeah, yeah. The numbers. That's all it needed. We ain't making no trips to Cali at this moment. It's more or less on the East Coast. Midwest, South, down that way, but we not to Cali. We have to we want to build up till we get us another hookup towards that way. Cali.
Well, the East Coast ain't got love for the West Coast for death row.
We go from only the American kennels transportation to death row kennels.
Well, that's the thing, though. You know, if people do their job and they support the business how they supposed to support it, before you know it, next year they're gonna be worldwide.
There you go.
Yeah. West Coast where all the dogs are.
We even take dogs outside the country. So, you know, we got transported. We'll personally take and drop off a dog anywhere in the world. You get what I'm saying?
For that number. For the right number now. Don't forget that. Because some people think you'll go anywhere in the world for nothing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
For $200.
Yeah,
make sure and don't be calling that number. Don't call that number for business. Don't be calling that number because you got questions about this show or some stupid shit. This is a business number, man. Call the number when you ready to have a dog picked up or transported.
All day long. Yeah, New Jersey all day long. Down south all day long. Yep.
All right. Mr. Garcia, have you ever seen anything go under 30 pounds? And if so, what was the best small dog you've seen?
Right at 30 pounds. A real good one was Smith & Walton's champion Campesino. If people remember Ted Jessup, he bred him. He used to go by Amigo. He was a school teacher. He bred the little dog. Bobby got him. I never saw him match, but I seen him roll. He was a good dog. Screaming demon head dog type. And then Cat and Company had a little female. They breed. They went at 30, but she was like a 29, 28 pounder. So she went a little bit above her weight. She won in an hour 15, I think. Beat little Brian, what was his name? Night Prowler was his name. He had some of the, I think it was the stuff from LA Dream Team. And the little bitch Cat and Company had was named Little Ivan. She was off of Bratz Champion Ninja to PB's Blondie, an inbred daughter of G. Blondie was the dam of Little Ivan and Jap and our champion Bill and champion Knucklehead. He was a good producer. Those are the smallest ones I've seen.
You know, I couldn't.
And you know, I don't know if people remember Byron Williams. He used to go by Bulldog Heaven in Florida. He had a lot of little small dogs. Champion females, 29, 30 pounds. Little males, 30, 31, 32.
Okay.
He had some bigger dogs too, but he was most of them were Eli Carver bred, mostly Eli. They were tiny, man. I remember that. That's about it.
A quick question before I go to Brother Boone. I remember when I was young reading the Richard Stratton books, it was this little dog in there that I used to love looking at the pictures of the little dog. I think it was called the Fly of Panama or something. You remember hearing about that dog?
Yeah, she was a female. That's way back in the 1910s or 20s.
Right.
Around the same time as the, what's that dog's name? He was another famous dog. She was a real good producer, real famous bitch. She was small like that. I don't really know what size she was, but she was small. Yeah, good looking bitch. Yeah, real famous.
Yeah.
That was way back in the day.
Yeah. I like the little dog. I like looking at that little dog. I always wanted me a little bitch like her, a little small little pocket.
Yeah. She's in most everybody's pads. If you go back far enough, you got to go back, 20, 30 generations. She's back there. You'll see her. I forget who bred her or exactly how she was bred, but yeah, she's famous.
Okay. Brother Boone, you ever seen a dog under 28 pounds compete, or what was the best small dog you seen?
Up under 29 or 22 pounds. I've heard talk of some that small, but I've seen some in the 30s and 32s, 31s, and 33s, and things of that nature. And but not a whole lot at that 29, 22. You don't see a whole lot of that, but I'm sure they exist, And then, you know what? I think like out west or Midwest, they would not at the top, more like Western, Southwestern, that area. It was I used to talk to some guys out there, and they was like they love the little small dogs because they so much easier to handle. And some of the small ones that I've seen, I like the pace and the speed of what they do. It's like, man, and when they can shut it, it's just like, wow, it's this little ball of energy, this impactful, you know what I mean, with a smile,
Right.
And you like, wow. But now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been a fan of every size there ever been. Big, small, short, little, whatever. I love them all. You know what I mean? But if you want some fast-paced action, you get the little tiny. You wink your eye. You ain't even got to blink your eye. You wink your eye, you missed it.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't no laying around, Boom. It don't be no laying around. I don't give a fuck if it's 3 hours. Them motherfuckers is non-stop jamming. They were just
Yeah. Now, historically, the breed, if you go back and read the old magazines, some of them were matched as small as 11 pounds, 11, 15, 22 pounds, like that. That was pretty common. Yeah.
Imagine that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we need to ask the people out there that's asking us these questions. give us on what your thoughts would be to see something at 11 or 15 pounds with this energy that we understand.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let me go to Walking Down Ram. What's the smallest you've seen go? And have you ever seen anything under 30 pounds? Ram over there smoking the weed.
Ice cream cake trying to kill me over here. My dog, Champion Patrick, she was 29 to 31. Her first one and second one was at 29, and her third was at 31. And she come from a Bulldog, having like OG Schoolboy was saying. She was a little tiny bitch. She was vicious though, like both the OGs was saying. For her first one, she damn near bit the bitch head all the way off. Like she was just a little speed demon, super athletic, real fucking mean.
Was she a black dog?
All black. Hell yeah, she looked like a small wolf.
No, I knew it, but a name like Patrick, you gotta call her black. She gotta be a black dog.
Oh yeah, she was black as motherfucking death.
Yeah, can't have no goddamn. That's like having a white dog named Shaka Zulu. I slap
exactly. Well, she had a daughter. I bred her to my dog Champion King. He was a catchweight champion. He was about 73 on the chain. So it was funny hooking them up. And the puppies didn't come out that big. They took more after her. And when I bred her back to her son, Domino Scratch, he was a 2-time winner. They produced a real tiny bitch. She was probably about 15 pounds tops, named Snow. She was just like her mama, but way smaller. But she was white.
Right.
She kind of looked like Stompanato, but just with not as many black patches. I could never do nothing with her. She was just the fucking house dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tay, thanks for the salute,
Yeah.
Tay.
Brown
Much
shit.
love.
Oh,
much love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tay said hello to y'all. She came through here.
What up, Tay? Tay has some big titties.
Tay, where you at, girl? We miss you.
Tay, I'm gonna put Boone up on episode 9, Tay. With your permission, I'm gonna put Boone up on episode 9. With your permission.
Put me on
your permission. You know what I'm saying?
She said she loves wolves.
Well, hey, I'm a bulldog.
Then you're a descendant of wolves.
Hey, look at Bob can tell you that.
I'm a werewolf, dude. Goddamn.
We got another question we got is let's hear each of the panel story of how they started in dogs, including Kevin. So somebody calling me out, including Kevin. See, I try to fly under the radar. He gonna say including Kevin. All right. So this is so everybody here has already told their story, but we got a lot of new people probably just now watching the show. So in 5 minutes or less, Mr. Garcia, can you let the people know how you got started in the dogs?
Yes, sir. Part of my culture was cockfighting, and I'm a big boxing fan. Love race horses, any competition, animal hunting, and all that stuff. So I can't remember where I heard about the pit bull, but once I heard about it, I started studying. I got old books. This was about 1977. I got my first dog. It was just out of the newspaper, $50, from a local guy. One of the couple of first people I met that were real dog men was John Craig and Cat and Company. And I just started, I loved the competition. In my mind, chickens were all right, but I wasn't really that much into it. Horses, too expensive, Dogs, I had dogs all my whole life. So I just thought if I want to compete with the animal, it might as well be a pit bull. So just my love for boxing, what do you call them? Combat sports, if you want to look at it that way. And just reading stuff. Got my first pit bull when I was 18, and it just went from there. I got everything you can imagine. Registered dogs, unregistered dogs, paper, no paper, street, whatever, out of the newspaper, in the ads and all that, just started getting dogs. And had different kinds, Heinzel dogs. When I got what you would call real pit bulls, Heinzel dogs, Bolio dogs, Bully Son dogs. Later on, the Jeep dogs, Red Boy, and all that. Pretty
Yes,
much
sir.
that's it.
Yes, sir. Welcome down, Rad Big Steppin'. How'd you get into the dog, sir?
Man, I came in the game getting money, flipping pitches, tricking, getting money. God damn it. I'm an 8th generation dog, man. You feel me? My daddy had, no, I'm fucking with you. Shit, I got luckily, I actually lucked up on my first dog. First time going to a match, 12 years old. And I ended up getting the dog that was on the card because the dude who handled him owed the dude who I came with some bread. So, you know, it was best for him to just empty his pockets right then and there and be able to go home, you know, live to tell another story type shit. So I ended up with that dog. But my first experience with him was with my mom's partner, Kim and Dave's Champion Max. I told the story before. I thought his name was Champion Max. I didn't know, you know, Champion was a title. This was in like fucking 86, 87. So I'm like, you know, 6, 7 years old. I walked Max one day. You know, he was real cool, real gentle with people and shit. He listened and shit, so I'm walking him. And we walked past the neighborhood Rottweiler Goon Yard, and that motherfucker jumped out over the gate. And Max put the Beats by Dre on his ass, and I was hooked ever since. So, you know, seeing Max and then getting my first one, who had won his second one, in my mind, I'm thinking all pit bulls was like that. So, you know, I'm fucking 12 going on 13, running around the hood, beating up all my partners. You know, they pet bulls, you know. I thought all pit bulls was like the two I had experience with, and that wasn't the case. But that's how I got in the game. Then excelled, you know, ran up the champion list, you know.
Sir.
Won a whole bunch, lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother Bot,
Yeah.
tell the people how you got into the Bulldogs, brother.
Finish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because my story long as hell, man. So that was just to wrap up.
Okay. I didn't know what happened. I was like, I'm listening to Ram, and okay. Well, like you said, little quick synopsis. Mine started again. I had brought some pet bulls, about $50 out the paper. Me and a partner of mine, and we had them. Wasn't looking for nothing to do any type of, you know, fighting them or anything like that. But one of my man we went to college with at Virginia Union came by to visit, and we had dolls there, and somebody might want to hit a mute button if something. But anyway, and the guy brought a game pit bull puppy. We had, you know, they was like 6 months old, but he brought one over and said that he would beat both of them. I'm like, shit, you ain't beating them motherfuckers. So, make a long story short, he beat both of their asses. And then I was like, damn, I don't like that. So he told me, he said his shit was a Chinaman something else. I can't remember. It's Chinaman something. I remember the Chinaman thing. I said, I don't know what Chinaman is, but I guess that's the name of these type of dogs. So sure enough, the next day I'm in the paper like, fuck it, I'm going to give my joint away to somebody want a nice little pet. And that's what I did. I got, you know, we got rid of ours and then went in the paper and a guy had the miscorrect spelling. It was cinnamon. And I don't know how the fuck I got cinnamon from China, but cinnamon and boomerang. So I said, fuck it. Maybe the dude misspelled fuck it. So that's close enough. They got some names to it. So I called the guy up and got with him. And once I got the dog, he asked what I was getting it for. I told him, man, a little partner came over, nothing to look at the competition. I just wanted to beat his little puppy. And when I got there, dude had a whole bunch of dogs, said, well, shit, if you really want something, brought some pups, came back. Then the next day, went back and brought like 3-4 motherfucking dogs. The next thing I know, I was hooked and running. That's it.
Yes, sir. Rastaman, boom. Tell the people how you got into
it. Had a German Shepherd, you know, thought the world of him. And a friend of mine had a had, a game dog, and it was a mixed breed. And so I said, shoot, old German Shepherd to take him. And German Shepherd left me though. And took off running, and I went looking for him, couldn't find him. And when I went home, he was on the front porch. I said, damn, that son of a bitch found his way home. And so I kept playing with him as far as, with little German Shepherds and stuff, because that's what I was raised up around, German Shepherds. And I decided to buy, a pit bull. And so when I bought one, I was like, damn, I like this here, man. And that's never more than 5 minutes I could tell the story. Hey, look here.
Oh, you got OG status.
No, because it'd take a while to tell this story. But I'll tell you this here, man. Let me just say this and I'll wrap it up. Along the way, I always wanted to meet people that I felt that was genuine. You know what I mean? We don't have to really like one another. We don't even have to agree with one another. But let's just be genuine about being men. You know what I mean? Let's not do bitch shit, hoe shit, stupid shit, ignorant shit, foolish shit. Let's not do none of them things, because that ain't what the game is made of. The game is made of being a gentleman's sport, about winning, losing, drawing, whatever the case may be. But when a man take it and it turns to anger or madness, it discredits him and a black eye on the game. So, it's important, whatever roads we have traveled, to learn, to grow, to enjoy the enthusiasm of the sport, and to just hear. You ain't even got to be there. You can just hear things and you get excited like you was there. You want to hear more. Hey, how did it move when it went this way? Oh man, it did this. You start getting details of that shit. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like watching Ali box or watching Joe Frazier box, Ken Norton, Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean? It's just like watching pure athletes perform at their maximum and the best that they can be in. So it's a joy and a story that probably never be able to be fully told, but it's there. You can roll now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, much.
I got introduced to the dogs through my grandfather, far back as I can remember, when I was a baby, and my earliest memories, it's certain things that stuck out. I'm just being honest with you. Prostitutes, pimps, martial arts or combat, I should say, and dogs. That's what I was around growing up. And fishing, you can throw fishing in there. It's crazy that all those things go together. But every Saturday morning we had to get up, dig through the backyard for worms, so my granddaddy can go out and go fishing, and all that kind of stuff. We do that, go in the backyard, feed the dogs. I never got bit in my life. He had the American Pit Bull Terrier. He used to call them DIBO dogs, but they was really boomerang dogs. He had a lot of dogs off of Gator, and I think it was a dog named Pete, Pistol Pete, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a dog named Pistol Pete and Gator. He used to have a lot of dogs off of them, and he bred the shit out of them dogs, and that was the dogs he had. He loved them, you know what I'm saying? And all the way up into the 90s, the early 90s, where my dogs my uncles had the dogs after my grandfather passed away, and unfortunately, my uncles, you know, they let the dogs get taken, you know, by the people. You know, the tree huggers came and stole the dogs and murdered them, you know, like they do. And my uncle went to prison, and but I always loved the dogs. I grew up around them, so I had a different understanding of the dogs. I am a American Pit Bull Terrier fancier. I'm not a dog matcher. I'm not. These men on the panel have a prestigious pedigree that I don't have, but I admire those men. I understand where they come from. I would never claim to be what they are. You understand? I am a person who loves the breed. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around the breed. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't never going to got to worry about 78 faking the funk. And yeah, I was out here, man. I had 5 grand champions. Never. You know what I'm saying? That'd be disrespectful to the people on this panel for me to tell y'all some fibs. You understand? But I done seen it all in this breed. I love them. That's how I got into them. And the love has never faded. That's my story.
Awesome story, bro.
Salute to that too, man. That's what I always tell motherfuckers. He'll keep it trill with you.
Yep, keep it real.
Truth. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody got a place in the dogs, and it might not be the place where me and the OGs went to. But there's still people who play a major part in the dogs too. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Those were probably from Lloyd's Champion Gator, those boomerang dogs. And then the Pistol Pete was either from Rick Sorrells, not Bert Sorrells, but Rick Sorrells or Ronnie Duhon. That's what that blood is. People would cut off their pinky finger for one of them dogs today.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
And he had a boy. He had a male. The last of his bloodline was a male that he called Simba. Well, my uncle called him Simba. He was born in, I think, 94. He was like whenever the Lion King came out. You know what I'm saying? They called him Simba. And he was a big, beautiful fucking male, man. He was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even believe he was that inbred coming out that heavy. But he was the most beautiful dog I ever seen, still to this day. And, you know, when the last person who really had knowledge about the dogs in my family went to prison, the reason why the people didn't get that dog was because that dog happened to be by one of my cousin's house at the time. So when he came back, you know, I had cousins. They run around the city, you know, they smacking everything in the city with this dog, you know, because people got dogs, but they don't got this type of dog, you know. So he's smacking everything. And he ended up getting stolen. You know, he wasn't human aggressive at all. And somebody broke into the garage and just took him. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the fuck happened to that dog.
Yeah.
You know?
That's some good blood. They are well built. Them boomerang dogs. They're beautiful dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They look
buckskin, black mask, beautiful dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got another question here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read the super chat. We had a question in the super chat. I might have missed it. Let me see. Yep, I did. Bundle View in the super chat. Appreciate the love, family. He says, happy to see the panel back. Back in episode 66, Rasta Man said he would go more in depth with building mouth if asked again. Hey, looking for them secrets, right?
God damn, this motherfucker went to the source for real, like to the episode and all.
Hey, that's some dedication, right?
Hey, look here, man.
Yeah, salute to that, man.
Hey, look here. You know what, man? And just for him being conscious enough to say that, I'm gonna do that. Is it okay if I do that, Kel?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna tell you how to build mouth. Now, some people may look at my philosophy and they might think it's not so. But what I know, it works. And there's probably a lot of people out there going to be mad at me for telling you this or saying this out loud. But it's okay. I'm used to people being mad at me all the time for shit I ain't even did. You know what I mean? But it's okay. So what I try to do is I'm going to schedule how long I'm going to condition. And along with the conditioning, I'm going to schedule how I'm going to work his mouth. Because conditioning is a little bit about everything you're doing with your dog. Okay? So you can, I like to, you know, when they on their off days, I like to get them on big old knuckle bones, big old round knuckle bones, and let them work their mouth. That's what Lonzo. That's what Lonzo Pratt showed us back in the 70s. You know, 76, 77. You know, my buddies, they was, man, we're going to Lonzo's house, man. Come on, come on, come on. We got to go down there. He said, come on down there. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. Like, okay, let's go down there. Lonzo just wasn't a breeder. Lonzo was a man of all facets of bulldog. You know, meeting Lonzo, you know, was a great thing and a good thing. But, you know, you got a lot of people say different things about him. I can't recall or ever say I've seen him do anything bad, you know, but one thing about bulldogging, everybody always trying to get the edge, you know, but sometimes people can perceive it to be this or that or that or this, or he cheating, he did. But, you know, it's all about the edge anyway. So I would do it on the off days. You know, some people let dogs be off 3 days. Some people let dogs be off 2 days. Some people let dogs be off 4 days, and vice versa. They, you know, people do different things. And to me, I don't think it's no one thing the best thing. I think whatever you figure out or give you the best results, that's what you ought to try and do. Because it's all about hands-on. Bulldogging is not about somebody doing it for you. But if you have to have it done that way, that's okay too. Because I respect the man that got to do that. You know what I mean? So respect go across the board, however it's being done. But, you know, you need to know that when you prepare to do battle, that's what it is. It can't be nothing else in sight but what you're doing. Everything about what you're doing got to be time systematic, you know, locked in and seeing production as you go. If you don't see production as you go, then you know something ain't working. Now, a lot of people get to a point to where they feel like they understand and they know this, you know, they could do it with their eyes closed and all that shit and start slacking and then goofing off and doing all that. And then you might see some good results. You might see some bad results. But one thing about it, if you put that time in and you do it right every time, and you got one that'll stay there, you're going to get that performance. And that's the beauty, and that's the art of it. It's to be able to put a motherfucker in tip-top shape, and that motherfucker run like Richard Petty. Go down through there, come back. Ooh, thrusting through there. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers say, good God Almighty.
Hey, bro, you done went with the pace now. You done went to the pace.
one of the most beautiful sights you ever see. No. I think the old lady backing up. You know, when you got, you know, when you're in the bedroom with your old lady, you say, back it up, baby. Yeah, boy, that thing pretty. God damn, girl. But it's all good. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you want it to shine, man, shine so bright. And that's the joy. And sometimes, guess what? It don't happen. But do you get mad at everybody because it don't happen? Do you fall out with everybody because it don't happen? Do you start blaming, pointing the finger and all that shit because it don't happen? No, it just didn't happen, bro. That don't mean it won't happen, that it won't happen the next time for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what bulldogging is about. Bulldogging ain't about getting no madness and no foolishness and acting stupid. but be consistent. You know, normally if I'm working that mouth, then I'm gonna stop at least about 2 weeks, you know, before time, maybe 3. And the reason why, because you know, you want them to kind of, you know, take out. Because I'm telling you, when you get them big ones, I'm talking about when you see a lot of people get them little ones. I don't like them little motherfuckers. I want that motherfucker, he can't hardly put it in his mouth because he got to work it. He got to work it. That's what you're looking for. When he working that motherfucker and he can't lock down on that motherfucker, but he work it till he get it where he can, then you know the mouth is working. You see? But if you give him one, he can put his whole mouth over and crack that up. That ain't shit to me. I want him to work that muscle. You know, I want him to work them jaws. You know, so you know, just that muscle is the muscles get tight. So when he lock on something, man, it's hard to get him off. You know what I mean? No matter what you got the breaking stick, can't get him off. You're shocking him, he still won't let go. You know what I mean? You know, that mouth where when he lock in, man. You know, and I know a lot of people gonna be mad, but hey, brother, what's this brother name again?
Bundle Views.
Man, Bundle Views, you to the motherfucking maximum, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, cuz did his homework.
I was feeling special at first because I got them jewels from Bach, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep this stuff to myself, and boom, just let all y'all know what to do. Look, y'all guys send some super chats out here for all this game y'all just got for free. Y'all just got some game.
Hey, I used to be like that, bro, but I was talking to Bach one day, and he was like, man, Ram, half these motherfuckers ain't gonna do it, and the other quarter of them just gonna try it and fuck it up, so it don't matter.
Yeah,
Nope.
most definitely.
You know what? Just real quick to that. Yeah, brother Mike Dan House. It's just like and just a little elaborate what Ram just said. I never forget. My mom was trying to make a bean pie, and his sister Ruth made the best ones in the mosque we was going to back in early '70s, right? And she gave my mom a recipe. She gave a recipe out to everybody, but couldn't nobody make the goddamn bean pies like her. So it didn't matter whether she gave them. It still comes down to the individual. I don't give a fuck what you teach, what you give them. It still ain't gonna be the way you do it if you ain't doing it right, and that's the truth.
Yes,
that's the whole set. That's the whole purpose of preparing to do battle. Who gonna get prepared the most and the best? That's what it's all about. You know, it's through trial and error. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. But once you get a pattern that fit, stay with it.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Stay with it.
Salute to Mike Dan in the super chat. Appreciate the love, fam. Salute to my brother Cracking Kennels in the building. What's up, brother?
What up, cuzzo? Cracking Kennels. What up, Mike Dan?
Cracking Kennels.
To the maximum.
Yes, sir.
To the maximum.
We got another question here. It says, when collecting a forfeit, how soon will you start working your dog again before the next event? Or how back-to-back keeps will you do? How many back-to-back keeps will you do before shutting the dog down, historically speaking? Let's start with you, Mr. Garcia.
Let's see. I've done this. I had a dog match into TVK, and right at the end of the keep, he called me forfeit. Right. I waited about a week, hooked him up again. He was a 50-pound dog, and at the time, the only thing that come up was a 53-pound dog, so I took it. I won. That was the only time I done that. The first keep went smooth. Second keep went smooth, but he was a little stale. You know, it was just too much.
Right.
So normally what I would do if someone forfeit, I take the dog and roll him a little bit just to take the edge off, you know, and, you know, if you have all that work into them, you know, they prepared for something. And for me, it kind of fuck with their head. If they prepared for something and they don't get it, it could mess with their head. Meaning they could get destructive. They could get, you know, nutty, you know, because, you know, especially that last week, if you're peeking them out and someone, or that day, you know. So I just got to where I would just do that to take the edge off. As far as back to back, that all depends on the dog. What did it go through? How much recoup time he needs, you know. There's some that have been done back to back because they won fast and there's not a lot of damage, you know. But I would not advise that, because I've seen a lot of dogs, and I mean a lot of them, where the people think they're healed up or think they're ready to go and go through another show and do that and fuck the dog up. Dogs will quit. Dogs ain't showing the same performance. They still recuperating inside, even though it seems like they're healed up on the outside. And it didn't matter if they went 20 minutes, 30 minutes like that. You think you can turn around and pull and get a fast one after that. And some of them you can. But overall, what I noticed is it ain't the same. They ain't the same. They need that recoup time. And they also need to cycle through that conditioning. Once you condition them, you bring them to peak, they do the show, they have to cycle through where it's recoup time and get back to normal and put on some weight and all that stuff. So back to back, that's kind of if you're looking at it one way, I wouldn't advise it. If you're looking at it the other way, they need recoup time. They need to get their shit together and back on, you know, normalize, put some weight on, mostly recoup, you know, because they heal on the outside, but on the inside, they're still soft. It takes longer, you know. So, and as far as how often do you do a dog till you think it's enough? And you just have to have the experience. And I'm speaking back in the past, of course. You have to have the experience to know when is enough. Because if you push them, just like Bach always says, almost every dog, you're going to ruin them and they will quit. No matter what they showed before, no matter how game or badass, if you break their spirit, if you push them too much, whether they've been through, you know, a lot of stress or injury like that, whether they're too old or whatever, they're going to fall out on you. And it don't matter what dog it is, you know. There's some exceptions, you know, maybe like Art. Well, Art wasn't that old, but ZEBO, he was 7 or 8 years old, his last one, you know. But even then, my buddy who saw that one said, you know, he had seen other ZEBO match other dogs. In fact, he saw when ZEBO beat Greaser, you know. That last one, he said he looked good and all that, but he looked old, you know. He happened to beat a dog that wasn't that good. It only went 18 minutes, and he won because of his quality, but it wasn't impressive like he had seen him before in other matches. He's seen him 2 or 3 times. So there's that, you know. You got to know when enough is enough and back off. If you're chasing titles, then you're probably going to fuck up a lot of dogs. If you're paying attention to the dog and you see, hey, that's good enough, whether it's 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever it is, then you're okay. That just takes experience to know what that point is, you know.
Yes, sir. Brother Bach, you need me to read the question again?
No, I don't even want to say nothing. I'm 100,000% of what Brother Rich said. I can't say it no better than he just told you.
Yes, sir.
Respect to you, brother.
Rasta man, you need me to read the question again, or you got it?
Read it again.
Okay. When collecting a forfeit, how soon will you start working your dog again before the next event? Or how many back-to-back keeps will you do before shutting the dog down, historically speaking?
Well, you know, if you don't hook them for one and he's ready to go, and somebody want to go a week after or, you know, the following weekend, you know, that's a possibility. If you're able to prime him, you know, past what you had already did, there's a good chance he could do good, or there's a chance he wouldn't, just depend on the dog, you know. Going back to back, I have seen win 4 in like 8 to 10 months. I've seen one do that. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of them done won that many or less in less time. And but the last one, I just thought she wasn't all together herself, you know. But she tried though, you know what I mean? So you know, you just gotta, you know, be careful about, you know, the decisions you make with them, because you know, you making the decisions and they not. They just gonna do what you ask of them and require of them, you know. And so just you know, always do things to put you in the best position to win. And when I say win, I ain't talking about just winning the action. I'm talking about just winning in life, period. You know, just, you know, do what's best to put you in the best position to win. So that means if I go back to back several times, I don't know how good that'll be for me to win. You know, but if I space it out, it might give me a better opportunity. You know, just how to judge it, you know, based on what you're feeling.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Welcome down, Ram. Big Steppin'. You got the question, or you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, I got it. Schoolboy damn near stole all the answers, and Boone damn near used all the words I was gonna use.
I'm sorry, man.
But I've done that. We did that with a champion old dog. We did them twice back to back like that. The first time, it was all three of his was over fast. Like it take longer for a pizza to get here than for that motherfucker to make champion type shit. But you know, he won his first one fast, and then it was probably like about 3 weeks later, he was still pretty in decent shape. And somebody had called because they had a show, and one of the dudes forfeited, wanted to know what we had, so we took him out again, and he won again. When we was like, oh shit, man, we fucking around make this motherfucker champion 90 days. So we called him out again, and luckily didn't nobody pick it up because we was just, you know, lightweight working him and shit, and we were seeing how stale he was. He didn't have no external damage like, you know, that we could see, but he had a internal shit going on with him, you know, and that's what made us just slow it down and just pay attention more to the dog and not chase the titles like OG Schoolboy was just saying. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, I've done it. I wouldn't advise it though. You know, that's a lot of fucking work on the dog unless you got a fucking MRI or X-ray machine at the house so you could look and see if you got any torn ligaments and shit like that going on that you can't see. Just let them rest, you know, because to keep itself when you're doing it right is hard on the dog. It's hard on you. So you're gonna need, you know, at least fucking 60 days of recovery. And that's if, you know, he just blowing through shit. If he taking damage, you know, it could be 90 up to 120 days of recovery. One of my pilots got his muzzle bit through all the way. That shit took like 19 months to completely heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if you have back in the day again, if you have 3 or 4 that you're doing at the same time, it kind of allows you to go through that process. You do one, then you do another. By the time you finish the 3rd or 4th one, you can go back to the first one, and that you know, you're looking at 6 or 7 months or a year. You know.
Yeah, you got like a conveyor belt going, and that's how we started doing it.
Like a rotation.
Yep.
You know, and even if you do them quick, it's still several months by the time you get back to the first one. That kind of allows you. It's a little different than if you just have 1 dog or 2 dogs that you're doing, you know, that you consider good enough. That might make you speed it up. But you know, most of the times I had 3 or 4 at least, sometimes more, sometimes less, but generally about 3 or 4. You know, most of them were different weights. Some of them were, a couple of them were the same weight or right around there, 37, 38, 39, like that. And I had a 44, had a 40 female, and you know, like that, all within kind of the same time period. So I was just round robin them, you know, just cycling them like that. Do this one, then go to the next one, then go. By the time I'm done with the last one, I go back to the first one.
Yeah, second one, like how I do when I be growing, a perpetual growth, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a question.
Harvest every 3 or 4 months or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a question for Mr. Garcia on that. Oh, go ahead, Russ, man. Go ahead.
It's like this right here. See, we live in a world where people think the only thing happening is in their place or in their area. But you got to remember, the old time Bulldogs were doing this shit way back then. These little things to enhance their Bulldogs. It wasn't just in one area. It was especially, you know, when you talk about the Carolinas, man, you have some of the greatest dog men that ever lived in this area.
That's right.
You feel me? So Lonzo Pratt, you know, way back in the days, he did a lot of stuff that only a few understood. But because my buddies were shoveling his shit, he exposed a lot to us. You see what I'm saying? See, I chose not to shovel the shit. I told him to his face, I'm not shoveling your dog shit. I didn't come down here for that. I come down here to check the dogs and talk to you and learn what I could learn. And you know what he told me? He said, you know what? He said, you're going to do something. You're going to do something. I said, yeah, I want to understand the game. And I ain't come to shovel your shit. My homeboys, that's what they want to do. That's cool. I ain't mad at them. Hell, let them shovel the shit. He giving them puppies and shit. That's how they getting their puppies. I'm going to buy mine. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying there's something wrong with shoveling a man dog shit or his yard. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that ain't what I wanted to do. I wanted to understand the dogs, the game. And for me, spending a lot of time shoveling shit wasn't what I was trying to do. So the things that he exposed to me, hey man, I was thankful. You know what I mean? And I have exposed it to some people, and then some people I haven't exposed it to. But the one thing I can say is a lot of things that he showed us work. You know what I mean? And I have shared that with some people, and I haven't shared it with others. But this guy mentioned that, hey, you said you would. And so I'm just honoring what I said. So, you know, I don't know about any recipes that was given, but that recipe was given by old dog men that were biting motherfuckers in two. I'm telling you what I seen. I said, God damn, how the fuck you get that motherfucker to do that? You know what I mean? How? You see a dog crush his whole fucking skull, man. Motherfucker, just legs go from under, right? I mean, you just don't see that every day. But that's what we see. And so I wanted to do that. Show me how you do this here. And I'm sure there was other places, other people was doing it too, but only a few. There wasn't a whole lot of guys that understand this. That's why they're asking now, the young boys, what they want to know. And maybe I might be wrong exposing, but I'm a joy to give it. Because you know what? One day I'm going to be gone. And then it's going to be a kid that asks them what they're asking us. Now, I hope they do the same thing I did. Play with them a little bit. Hey, I ain't going to give you the game now. I'll give it to you later. Then they come back, but it's on their mind, so they let you know they want to learn. And when a joker come back to you like that, you make sure you give it to him.
Exactly, because you know he paid attention and respected the game enough to remember to bring it back up 40-something shows later. You feel me?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm more than power to the dog, man. I'm just everything about love and understanding, bro. So we got to keep it real with these guys. That's the beauty of our panel. You know, we all different. We come from different places. We all done did a lot of different things. But one thing we have in common, and that's the Bulldogs. You know, that's and right. Everybody had to be doing it. You know what I mean? So I respect everybody. Even Kevin, your grandfather. You know what? By you telling me that story about your grandfather, yes, man, sir. I love you that much more. You know what I mean? Because you were raised by a Bulldog man.
Yes, sir.
I wish he was my goddamn daddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. Imagine that shit.
Yeah, they used to call him Kojak. They used to call him Kojak around the city. They call him Kojak.
Okay, brother Kojak. Yeah,
That's what they used to call him. That ain't his real name, but that's what they used to call him. He yeah, man, he had a yard full of dogs, man, and he called them motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? He called them motherfuckers, and he always tell me don't get too attached to dog. I used to always go out there, me and my cousins, and we get a dog, and I like him. I like this one. Like, hey, get away from that dog. Don't be getting all attached to him. You know. He taught me that about turtles. Ram know that's turtle story. Man, look, I went fishing with him. This type of caller he was. I went fishing with him, right? He got me up in the middle of the night, made me go fishing with him. I'm just a kid. I'm like 6 years old. I'm out there with all these grown men. They drinking whiskey and fishing on the Lake Michigan. And I caught something. I caught a turtle. And I said, "Oh man, I got a turtle, Granddad, I got a turtle." All right, and he said, "All right, you can have it. You know, you take it home." I took it. I kept it at his house. You know, and kept because you know he didn't live with my grandmother, but I kept it at his house in a tank. Every time I go by his house, I go play. I feed the turtle bologna. I give him some piece of bologna and stuff like that. And one day I go to his house and the turtle is gone. And I said, "What happened to the turtle? Where's my turtle?" And I'm look here. He said, "Oh, somebody left the gas on in the house, and the turtle died." That's what he tell me, right? So then we sit down. I'm crying. I'm all sad. Oh, the turtle died. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, you know. And we sitting down eating soup. Guess what kind of soup we eating? Turtle soup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Smacking it back too.
This was the kind of man he was, you know.
Yeah.
But I love him. I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? But
well, they did leave the gas on. They left the gas on, lit it under the pot, and put the turtle in the pot. Yeah. He didn't lie to you. Your grandpa didn't lie to you. He just didn't tell you the whole story.
They left the gas on. I had to eat my own goddamn turtle, man.
See, he love you, Kevin. He love you. He love you enough for you to eat him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Other than the
taste. I said, "Grandpa, I want some cake. I want some cake." At grandma's house, we had some cake. He said, "Boy, you gonna take some peanut, some jelly, and put it on top of this cornbread, and that's a cake." and that's what we used to do. We used to put some jelly on top of the cornbread, and I had to eat that motherfucker like it was a cake.
That's raw as hell right there. Fuck around might be the next new high shit I eat.
Yeah. Hey, look. We used to put it on cornbread, peanut butter on cornbread too, but not jelly, but peanut butter though. Cause some cornbread is sweet. I mean, you know, some if your grandmother didn't put sugar in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I make mine, boy. I said, damn near like a cake.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Hey man, I'd love to meet your grandpa, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture of Boone just to see if you know him. I'm gonna send you about. I'm gonna send all y'all a picture of him when we get off here.
Hey, I'm gonna put him in my book, man. Yeah, send me a picture of him with one of them dogs, with some of his dogs too. I want all of y'all to send me a picture with some dogs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a book, man. I got to, man. With y'all brothers, man. Shit, ain't no way I'm gonna miss this opportunity, man. I'm putting one out, man. I'm serious.
Yeah, I got you.
Go for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I really love this panel and
love you too, brother.
Brothers that come by. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And the brothers that be coming by us and the sisters too. You know, we love them sisters too. We know they looking good. You know what, man? At some point, we need to do like a show somewhere where we can have all the people that's on our panel to come and just come and be amongst it. We have food and, you know, we don't need no alcohol.
You talking about like an event?
Yeah, man. We do something
with that. We could do a Game Dog Talk event, man. Because I want to meet the Going Hard Kennels anyway. So
well, we could do that and bring all the brothers together, man. That we feel good family vibes with. You know what I mean?
Let's do it in Vegas around March or April, spring break. I'm telling you.
In Vegas?
Yeah. It don't even be hot around then. It'd be like fucking 75, 80 degrees.
Man, Vegas, man.
spring
I
vacation.
want to do Vegas, but you know, Vegas gonna be pretty hot and tempting. You know what I'm saying?
That's the point. Everybody just leave their wedding ring in their pocket.
I don't even have a wedding ring, man.
Oh yeah, be working on cars all the time and fucking mine up. I got a hall pass on not wearing mine every day.
My wife got my wedding ring in her purse. I ain't wear no wedding ring in 10 years, man. But she got it.
It ain't the ring that made the brothers, and then I'm speaking on all of us, you know, because we all done been married. It was the heart that we gave them and they gave us, and
yes,
well
said. I can't say nothing bad about my wife because she was a good girl, man. You know, I was just a fuck up, you know, so I had to be for real. You know what I mean? I can't try to fake it like, you know, it was.
You was a loose dog with your dick out.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
All them
dog. That's how I know.
All them
steroids. We running around the street, PT hanging all out.
Yeah.
So it's been all around, man. It's falls off his ass.
You know, but the thing is, though, like when you can accept your wrong, and this is another vibe for the brothers, is be honest with yourself, brothers. Because even though we might think they don't know, or we feel like they won't know, or whatever, when that spiritual connection been made, the spirit won't lie.
Yes, sir.
The spirit will not lie, brother.
Yeah, that's why it's always better just to let them know up front who you are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, you know, but that's not to say, you know, a person can't contain himself and change, you know, because you can. But, you know, just, you know, understand, you know, whatever your moves are, be conscious, you know, because the spirit don't lie. And
no. When I was old liar, cheater, I would always get caught. I wouldn't care, but I started telling bitches, look, man, I'm a fucking stud dog around this bitch. I don't love you. No, I love you if we can get there, but other than that, I'm fucking. What you say, 7-8?
I said Ram Frisco.
Straight up. Read it back in up.
Hey, look, you know who his manager is, don't you?
Absolutely, I know.
TG. Hey, he's gonna breed the hell out of Schoolboy too.
Facts.
Hey, gonna breed the shit out of only in America. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you ain't getting no pups out of me, man.
Hey, TG gonna get pups out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So let's big up to TG. You know, man, sometimes I think back when I first met Tom, you know, and I ain't trying to get off the subject, you know, and I ain't just trying to blow him up, but I just think back when I first met him. And, you know, he had his dog, he had a little tobacco in his mouth, spitting tobacco, you know. And, you know, you can see he been lifting weights and everything. And he's talking about how he was breeding his dogs and this, and he gonna do this and do that. And then here we are, 40 years later. Man, you know, just to see, you know, the change and the good that he brought to the game back. You know, so many people got these dogs now. I mean, you know, I'm not just speaking on just one line of breed of dogs, but, you know, the different breeds, I mean to say, family of dogs that he got. You know, people got them all over the place, and people had them all over the place, shipped them to him. You know what I'm saying? He done got them from here to there. He done said something out there to here. You know what I'm saying? And just the exchange of bulldogs, man, you know, I'm just glad to have met this brother, man, and Schoolboy and Bakari and the rest of y'all, 78 Ram. And not only that, all the other brothers I done met, man, white and black, my Cuban brothers, my Asian brothers, my Mexican brothers, you know, I mean, the Jamaican brothers, Allen brothers. I mean, man, This thing is phenomenal, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, man, you know, you go back to 1976, 77, 78, who would have thought that we'd be doing this? Man, never in a million years. Never, man.
Shit, I wasn't even born then.
Yeah, it has really grown, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I just wish that, you know, we could go into a time clock and bring some of the old guys like Gene Smith, Jerry Short, you know, a lot of the old dog men, you know, Carver, I mean, the list go on. Just the guy that had the Hounds of Dogs, you know, you know, Parker, you know, I just named so many people I can name that if we could bring them all up front and let these young brothers meet these brothers, man, and talk to these brothers. See, this is how I see things, you know. See, you don't have to like everybody, but words out of people's mouth mean something. So when you talk to a man, listen and see what he's saying and understand, you know, what it means or what it should mean. And if based upon that, it is not of interest of you, move on. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be blasting nobody and, you know, talking down on nobody. If you don't cooperate or you don't like what the man's saying, move on. Because there's somebody out there have something to say that you might like. So if you hear from this person, that person, their perspective, then you analyze the situation and say, well, damn, I could use this knowledge, or, you know, this is something I don't want to use, or, man, I would like to hear, like somebody said, hey, 78 Sports, you got a story to tell. But damn, your story is like, wow, you had a granddaddy bulldog. Man, my granddaddy was preaching and goddamn making babies. Grandpa rolling, man, with a goddamn brim on his head.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm just saying, you know, it's good, man. Everybody got a story. Even the guy that don't do nothing with them but breed them. I got the ultimate respect for him because, you know, you got to have a love for him just to have them and breed them. You know, but that ain't to say he don't mean nothing. To me, he mean everything because he'll be one of the ones that nobody won't have. I mean, that don't want to talk to, but he got some stuff that people want to have. You know what I mean? So, you know, don't knock the man for whatever his position is. Respect the man for all position. You know, embrace him. But at the same time, you know, figure out which way you want to go and how you want to do it and take your time and do it. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Cal. You can roll.
Yes, sir. We got a question here. It says, my question is, how has the panel, wait, hold on. Has the panel ever seen a dog grab and roll like an alligator or something similar, or a style that is completely different? Go back to you, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, I've seen one. I've seen him do that. The one that comes to my mind is Champion Chamuco. That really wasn't his style. He was a monster. He was a cutter, a bleeder, all that, you know. But in his fourth match, he was off. So, and he had trouble getting to the dog. So he would shoot forward, shoot for the stifle, shoot for the shoulder, and maybe grab some skin or miss. And he would actually, like you're saying, do that alligator roll. He'd roll and then shoot again, or he'd miss and you know, go on his back and try to get him from underneath and like that. It's a trip to see it. And like I said, it wasn't really his style, but it just the circumstances. He had a head dog on him, so, and it frustrated him. So he would have to do that. And he finally, close to the hour mark, got to the stifle, and it totally changed the show around. And his opponent ended up quitting in about 1:17. But he showed a lot of heart. He would bang into he would miss and hit his head on the wall, you know. The dog would throw him down by his head or his ears, you know, and he would flip over and twist around and shit, roll like that. So I've seen some dogs do that. That Stomper Jr., who was off of Eli Jr. and Long's Tuffy, if you read his match, he fought from the bottom, off the back, and go into the chest. Some dogs would do that. Big Red did that sometimes too. If they got him down, he would get that chest, the brisket underneath, and pump like that, and take mouthfuls like that. But yeah, a dog having that style consistently, I haven't really seen, but I've seen dogs do that just out of necessity, you know. But
yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, you said you had a question for me.
Oh, that
7, 8.
Oh, it went back to the other. It was something somebody told me on Facebook. And I really don't fuck with my Facebook too heavy, but someone asked me if they had a dog, historically speaking, of course, if they had a dog that was scheduled to go, and let's say in March, and they collected a forfeit, then they went and agreed to something a few weeks later, and that was a forfeit. Okay? A month later, you got a greenhorn. You don't know nothing about his dog, but you know he's a greenhorn. You done heard from a bunch of people, this guy don't know what the fuck he doing, and he's betting big money. Would you put your dog into him, or would you bypass it?
That's a good question. All depends on the circumstances, you know. Again, what did the dog take in the previous one? Because sometimes greenhorn, just the fact that they may have one dog, you know, and they may not know a lot, but they raise that dog, they put a lot of time into it. Maybe the weight's a little bit off, but they always messing with them, always doing something with them. And the dog could be a decent dog, and they can win. I've been beaten by guys like that. Didn't hardly have no experience. But because they had the time to put into that one dog every effort that they could, you know, they come out doing good with them. As far as that scenario goes, like I said, it just depends on how the previous one went, you know. If he's talking about you'd have to forfeit the one in March to take this one over, if the circumstances are right, yeah, you could do that, you know. But you're looking to get, you know, I'm always got this in my head too. When you're looking to get over on somebody, you know, people do that, but a lot of times it backfires just because of the intent behind it, you know. If you're looking at a lot of money and I'm going to take this guy for a lot of money, you know, as long as you can afford to lose it, which could happen, then you could go for it. But, you know, just if you want to call it karma or whatever it is, you know, if you have ill intent, a lot of times it backfires on you and the outcome don't come like you think. And then it's a hard lesson that you learn. I hope that answered it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the guy asked me that question, and I told him, you know, something similar. I just said it depends on my dog and his dog. If I was unfamiliar with his dog, I don't care if he a greenhorn, but if I'm unfamiliar with his dog, I'm gonna bypass it. You know, fuck it. You know, because I don't. You know, a lot of dogs get called curves and shit like that off of stupid ass handlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. There's a million ways to go about it. There's all kinds of scenarios. If you have, you know, the best intent for your dog and you do things right, most of the time you'll come out ahead. You know, it's when you either flat out lose to a better dog or you lose because you do some stupid shit sometimes, you know, whether it's, you know, coming in too light or missing the weight or your dog ain't ready, you know, physically, mentally, or, you know, you're taking them back-to-back shows that we're talking about, or the dog's not accustomed to travel, or, I mean, you just name it. There's all kinds of shit. That's why, you know, like in my last video, I said I'm more of a preventative maintenance guy than I am a fixer, you know. You're always going to have problems, you know, here and there. A lot of times things run smooth. It all depends on the dog, you know. So
right. The individual.
Right. And so the prep time, like Rasta has talked about before, the prep time that you do beforehand can make all the difference in the world.
That's right.
So rather than running into a problem, I try to avoid the problem, preventative maintenance, by have everything, all my ducks in a row, as they say, so that you minimize any negative that could come along. Once you understand that, you have your program down, you're going to have very little problem. And if anybody wants to go look at it, it's called The Last Week, and the question was, what problems do people have in conditioning? And I kind of went through that. There's all kinds of things that can happen, but the problems that I seen and I had when I didn't really know what I was doing, and I seen a lot of guys, even experienced guys that have done a lot of dogs, is that last week of the show. They're worried about making weight. They're worried about being too dry, or the weight fluctuates, or the dog's off. They don't not rested enough. There's all kinds, but it's that last week that always fucks with people. And a lot of it is they're concerned about making that weight. And what I tell people is, if you got your program down and you've done a few of them at least, the dogs have a tendency to come down to the weight naturally. They'll make that mark. But when they see, they're a little heavy or they're too light, they'll start porking the food to them, or taking it away, or giving them moisture, or taking the water away, this and that, and it just fucks with the dog. And I've seen a lot of them, they'll come in and they'll have diarrhea, or they'll be puking, or their stool is green, or just all kinds of weird shit that they just didn't have their shit together beforehand. They don't have their program down, because that last week, that's the most important one. That's when you pointing them, you peeking them, you're giving them the rest they need. You just prepping them for that one moment. So that's where I see the most problem, or I've seen the most problem. Whether they were fighting local, or whether they were traveling, you hear people say that when they travel long distance, they want them 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds over. That's true. But if you fighting local, you don't need them over like that. You don't have to have them over. And that's where they miss the weight. So there's all kinds of stuff that can happen. And it's usually that last week. But I don't know if I got off track. I just want to kind of mention that.
No,
good game. Shit. What got me getting over that hump was when I understood when cockfighters say they point their bird. When I got a good understanding of what that really meant, I started applying that to my last week of the keep, because you're pretty much doing the same thing,
Yeah, they do. And with cockfighters, usually their keeps are a lot shorter than a dog keep. Exactly. Some of them I know it was 2 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, But I ain't never heard of a cockfighter doing 8 weeks or 12 weeks like we do with the dogs,
Fuck no.
And it's just, they want them, healthy, well fed, come down to weight, fuck with them a little bit, exercise, They don't really do a lot to them. It's more, just prepping them for that, because they don't last that long anyways. Some of them do, but most of them, they ain't that long, depending on the knives you're using. So a couple of weeks, they put them in a fly pen, they fuck with them, they get them used to whatever keep feed they have, and point them like that. And what cockfighters will do, and I've heard some dog guys doing this kind of similar, is they'll take them out like 2 or 3 days before the show. They'll face them off and let them hit naked heel. Bam, that kind of points them, And then the day before, bam, they'll do it again, just for a second or two. And then that day, early in the morning, bam, they'll do it again, and then put them up, leave them calm, let them sit there, and it just gets them into the idea of, when you face me up, I'm gonna hit. There's no hesitation, no like that. And I've done that with some of my dogs. You kind of want to, you're in the room and see, whether you use another dog or they see something walking by or something, just see where their mind's at. I had one, I faced him up and he fucking turned his head away, and I had used him before, but he wasn't right that day. And of course I ended up losing, he quit. So it's just kind of an indication where their mind's at,
Yes,
to
sir.
add to what you were saying about your prepping. You know, like everybody, you know, philosophy is different. Um, Conditioning is a art to enjoy. It's not an art to make difficult. It's an art to enjoy. And the art of enjoying anything is practice, preparation. You know, you if you know that you're gonna go at 32 pounds, then you need to, before showtime, if you got an 8-week keep, okay, within 4 weeks, you need to have that dog at 32 pounds and see how he bouncing. He should be so explosive more than he was when he started, to let you know this is his number. But where a lot of the young people get confused is they'll have more, you know, more stomach than they understand. You can't put all that stomach on a dog and expect for him to be explosive for a long period of time. It ain't gonna happen. You can take us workers out every day of the week and let us rest, and then keep feeding us heavy. Damn it! When we take off, we're gonna ride. You're gonna ride,
Yeah,
and you ain't gonna be able to keep your mouth shut.
yeah. And here's something I noticed too is where you see your weight loss, because people ask me how do you judge, you know, how much weight you're going to lose during the keep and this and that. And the real simple way I tell them, look, let's say you're 4 pounds overweight, you got an 8-week keep. You should lose a half a pound average a week, right? Now, where that comes in is you'll see that half a pound weight loss that's steady after their rest days. Because if anybody has worked out or exercised, or you competed or something, it's after your rest days where you see yourself losing weight. And the reason for that is because the muscles are recuperating, and those muscles during that rest period, they burn the calories. And if you do that consistently, you'll see that weight loss. And like I mentioned in my video, even my kids will say that because they work out all the time. And they go, "Hey, Dad, I didn't work out for 1 or 2 days and I lost 3 pounds." I say, "Yeah, that's normal. That's where you see that weight loss." So that's where I get my average is, let's say the show is on Saturday. My rest day is Friday. Sometimes it's Thursday and Friday. So whatever they weigh in on Wednesday and Thursday, when they rest Thursday or Friday or just Friday, on Saturday, that's where my weight loss is. That's where I hit that mark. So when I'm going to a show, if I'm going at 40 pounds, if I'm 40 and a half pounds, when I leave, by the time I get there, empty out, I'm going to be right on weight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have that big fluctuation in weight like you hear some people say. You know, well, today he lost a pound and he gained 2 pounds and half a pound and this and that. It was real incremental, real steady. You'll see a little fluctuation during the week, you know, but where you see that mark is after their rest day. And that's kind of been standard with boxers, you know, and other athletes. You know, I'm not familiar with how football players do it or whatever, but with boxers, that's kind of where they judge their weight. They do their workout during the week, they rest for 1 or 2 days, and bam, that's where you see the weight, and you mark it whatever the weight is. So during that 8 weeks, every week, I'm going to see a half a pound. I'm going to see a half a pound loss like that. So people can do research. Maybe I'm full of shit, but that's just the way I did it. That's what I noticed, and it worked almost every time. I never missed the weight. Sometimes you're a little under. That's okay. A few ounces, quarter pound, maybe even half a pound. But if you have a good program and it's consistent, the dogs have a tendency just to come down to the weight. So if they're a little bit over on Monday, a pound over on something, that's where people panic. Oh, I'm pull the food back. And I've seen them do that. I'm gonna cut back on the food because they're not gonna make weight, this and that. Then by the time the show comes, they're 1.5 pounds underweight because they pulled that weight. It doesn't do them no good to do that. Don't do no good to fuck with the feed and the moisture and all that stuff during that last week. Leave them alone.
Let me step
Go ahead.
in.
Go ahead.
You just made a great point. See, the feed is to control the weight. If you feed a certain amount, then it's going to be wherever they land.
That's it.
If you feed more than what they need, then they're going to weigh more than what they need. But it's everything about balancing the feed. And once you balance that feed and you get him on that steady diet where his body retaining what it needs and then letting go what it don't, you ain't got to feed him for a day and hell, he'll weigh the same damn thing.
Exactly. Good point. That's it right there.
Same damn weight all day, maybe 2 days. You know what I'm saying? He gonna maintain that weight because you fed him the amount that his body needed to sustain the weight and be solid and have energy like unbelievable. See, that's what conditioning is about. It's about programming. You program them. See, I say the program, but hell, all it is, you programming a damn dog. That's all I'm talking about. The program, yeah, that's what we're doing. You know what I mean?
You're
that's
right.
how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I got to program this motherfucking system to maintain a certain weight. And if I'm feeding him too much, then he going to weigh too much. Then that means I got to adjust his feed. That don't mean I just take his feed away from him. No, it's everything about adjustment. It's just like you get a pretty girl and you say some things she don't like, but she still giving you play. So that means you got to make adjustment.
Yep. Yeah. That last week is just basically moisture you're getting rid of. That's all it is. It's not fat. That fat should have been taken care of way before that.
Yeah. That should have been done. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. So all you're looking at is, and Rossman's right. They're gonna maintain that weight all that time. So if they're over, let's say they over 1 pound a week before, all you're losing is 1 pound of moisture during that week. You don't have to change the feed. You don't have to panic and say, oh shit, I'm gonna miss it, this and that. Because then you'll find yourself, well, now I'm too low. Now I'm gonna pork the feed to them. I'm gonna give them a lot more. That ain't no good either, you know.
The key is what we're both saying, and I think you agree to this, is at that certain time, a day that you're going, when you get into the last 2 weeks, that's what he should weigh.
Yep, they're gonna be right around there, man. It doesn't change that much, and it shouldn't change that much. If it does, you fucked up. You fucked up somewhere, you know.
So that's everything about conditioning, because once you get them to that point, that means you got to maintain it. And a lot of people lose them during that process.
Yeah.
But that's where you got to keep them. See, that's why it's called a keep. You got to keep them right there. So when they come out and do their dance, they're explosive. I'm talking about running 200 miles an hour, ain't looking back.
Yep. They climbing the walls, man.
Yeah.
They climbing the walls. They wound up. They ready to fucking, you know.
Yeah. They there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so that's and all this what between all us on the panel is saying. That's everything about what you need to do. To me, it's called prepare to do battle. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? And so them words, like I said, words mean something out of your mouth. So, you know, it's just how well you understand it in depth for what it means. Some people, it'll go over their head. But then some people think, oh, he think he know this, he think he know that. No, it ain't no thing.
Yeah. The easiest way to find out is try it. Do it. See what happens. Go 30 hours without feeding your dog. Or again, I don't mean today, you know, but I've done that. Do that. I've gone 2 days without feeding them just to see how they act. They hungry as fuck. They want to kill something. They want to eat it. It don't hurt them. Them nutrients are retained in them, and If you look at animals in the wild, wolves, they go for a long time without food. They just do. That's why they gorge themselves when they eat. That stuff stays with them 3-4 days, a week, 2 weeks sometimes. So that's the kind of the point of feeding 24 hours out, up to 30 hours out. You want them hungry. You want them hungry. It makes them sharp. You know, and that's part of the peaking process too. If you go back and read Mayfield's letters and stuff he wrote, he talks about it. You know, it's kind of, you got to look through all the shit he's talking about and see the point he's trying to make. He wanted his dogs hungry like animals in the wild. That's when they're sharp. That's when they catch the prey. It's kind of the same concept, you know.
That's when their instincts are the highest.
Yeah, because if they ain't, they're gonna starve. If they go too far without food, they're gonna die. So they got to be sharp as fuck to catch it. They're gonna miss before that. They're gonna miss here and there, peter out, whatever. But when they get down to it and they're hungry as fuck, that's when they're sharpest and they don't fucking miss. They're gonna catch it.
Salute to Julian Burrell in the super chat. Appreciate the support, family. He says, anyone ever mixed a Dogo Argentino with a Borbo? If so, what is it called? Salute 78 in the panel. Yeah, it's called a curd, bro. Salute to you. It's called a big ass curd.
Big curd.
Yeah, big old curd. Listen, you know, it's a good man stopper though. Looking for a man stopper, that's the way to go.
Yeah, that's probably a Terminator from stopping the man.
Yes, sir. Oh, we lost Bach and Brother Boom. You know what? I'm gonna save the last questions here. We got some deep questions that I got a feeling are gonna take a long time to explain. So I'm gonna save those for next week. I'm gonna keep these questions for next week, add it with the new questions. But Ram, why don't you go ahead and give us a disclaimer, brother?
Shit, as always, none of this shit is intended for nor should it be used towards any illegal purposes. If you is using it for that, fuck you. It's the fucking New Year's Eve coming up, so y'all motherfuckers be safe. Take an Uber. Don't be out there drinking and driving and shooting your pistol in the air. The sky ain't did nothing to you. You feel me? Other than that, man, it's always a pleasure. Salute to the OGs, Bach and OG Boone, and of course, OG Schoolboy, man. Always
Salute,
a pleasure.
brother.
You want your dogs registered? Hit them up on Facebook. Get it done. It's probably the best shit out right now. I don't know what everybody else shit looking like, but my shit is in a frame. You feel me?
Thank you, brother.
No doubt. Hey, follow me too, man. I forgot to drop my link in here.
Yeah,
shit.
drop your link in there real quick, Ram.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go to back to the Facebook.
Yeah.
Or fuck Facebook, YouTube.
There you go.
Man, go ahead, Schoolboy. You got something to say, brother?
No, just thanks. You know, appreciate it. And always a good chat, you know, always a good host, 7-8. Ram's the man, like I said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to thank y'all. Make sure y'all go check out Schoolboy channel. Check out Ram channel. The link to his channel, Ram, for to put it in the chat. I got to copy and paste it and put it in the description box for next week. But thank Brother Bach and Brother Boone for joining us. And we will see y'all next week. Thank y'all. Salute to the chat, super chat. Appreciate the love.
Peace.